hmm Now, I just want to mention to all of those that serve summons of dissolution of marriage, yeah, mhm, you should only serve the respondent on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. Yeah. So they can respond the next day. Phew. Now, I do remember the forms that I filled out. Yeah. And unlike a lot of respondents, yes, I waited until the 89th day. Yes. Because I had to do the children in the middle class. Yes. And somebody had canceled it in the month of July without informing me. Now, let's look at it again. My wife motions the court on a Thursday. Yes. hmm May 24th. Yes. And then you decided to serve me on Sunday night so you could arrest me. Yes. Because you did know I'd be there. As if I was going to try to escape from where I'm living at. Now, it probably begs the question, when did she give the sheriff's department the dissolution of marriage? Mm. I would have thought the same day. But you didn't go out there on a Friday. No. You didn't do it on the 25th of May. You didn't do it on the Saturday. No. You did it on the Sunday night when you put me in jail. Now, there's a problem with not protecting the individual respondent's right to respond. Some women would think it very romantic that you decide to respond the next day. Just filling out the forms and saying, I don't want a divorce. Yes. And you're down there the next day and you say, serve the individual. Yes. Now, I'm kind of wondering why I was arrested right now at the same time as serving me. For the false allegation, accusation of attempting to contact the petitioner through Healthy Families of Clallam County. Yes. Now, maybe I could understand it if it was some other May 24th. Yeah. She probably gave it to the sheriff's department because are you open for business on Saturday and Sundays? No. No, no. And Monday was a holiday. Yes, the 28th. Right. The 29th is when I was arraigned. Yes. And the first day that I was actually back where I could read the petition for dissolution of marriage would have been the 30th of May of 2012. Now, I'm making this point that a lot of spouses have a lot of bitterness towards the individual they're wanting to divorce. Yeah. And they will try to serve them to use up their time so that they don't have the full 90 days. Now, some husbands, they'll wait. They'll wonder, I wonder if the petitioner is going to change her mind during that 90 days. Because I did. Yes. I think she's going to go down there and she's just going to motion the court to just to end the whole thing, whatever it is you petition the court to terminate the dissolution of marriage, right? But I was wrong. She didn't do that. No. Now May 24th, right? And then adding 91 days. Oop, oh, look at here, 91. And then done. Yeah. August 23rd of 2012. Yeah. Can't really do it. I wasn't served that day. And then May 25th, you decided not to serve me and arrest me the same day? No. Because they had to call on a weekend the Port Angeles Police Department. And then you had to fact check everything about, well, did Paul attempt to violate the protection order through a third party known as Healthy Families of Clallam County? Yeah. And you decided to take the dissolution of marriage with you so that I could be arrested on the 27th? Yes. I could spend an extra day in jail on the 28th? Yes. I could be arraigned on the 29th? Ouch. Oh, the end date is August 28th. Oh, August 27th. Yes. She actually could not motion for an emergency default dissolution of marriage. Yeah. Because you can't. Now, there are certain court rules, yes, about motioning the court after the 90 days has elapsed. Yeah. Yeah. But for some reason, she was able to get right in there that day, as if you were trying to shove down my throat the dissolution of marriage. Yes, while I was on trial for the accusation of violating the protection order. Yes, that I did not get any actual due process when you issued it. Yes, because the state of Guam, the people of Guam, had jurisdiction. Now, why do I feel like this county is wanting to cover up quite a few felonies? Yes. And every time I email you another one of these lawsuits, yes, you say, no, we're not going to let them sue us. Now, in today's email, I included what is known as obstructions of justice. Yes. See, the order for protection that was motioned, yes, by the individual known as the petitioner, yes, as an individual person, a citizen, yes, she did not have the jurisdiction of law to use the courts of Washington State while, yes, the state of Guam had me in custody. See, it's kind of like, let's say you thought big, big and small. Yes, yes. mhm. A state has a greater amount of power, yes, than the individual. And when you allowed for her to petition the court as that individual citizen, yeah, you really couldn't. I was in the custody of the state of Guam. Yes. Now, the truth is, she could not petition the court until my probation had been fulfilled. Yeah. But when I inform you that she did not have the authority of law, you seem to think that individual citizens have as much authority, yes, as states. Now let's look at it for just a second. I've informed you, yes, that the protection order was invalid, yes, because the state of Guam had custody of me. And they had custody of me from the time they put the handcuffs on me until the time that the probation had been satisfied. Yes. And as a result of satisfying the 1 year probation, yes, they expunged the arrest and the court order and removed themselves from my life. I was no longer, not, I was no longer in the custody of the state of Guam. Yes, because probation means that you're in their custody. Now, this protection order, yes, I should have not got arrested for the accusation of violating it. Yes, because I was in the custody of the state of Guam. Yes. Now, I call it a state, yes, even though it's a territory. Yes. They have jurisdictional authority. Yeah. Now, it seemed that there's some confusion about exactly who has authority to do what. Yes. You did not have authority to issue this. I was in the custody of the state of Guam. Yes, the people of Guam had custody of me for 1 year probation and from the time of the arrest and while I was in jail. Oh, is that right? Yeah. Now, I've asked you to remove it. You know, why don't you get me all 40,000 employees of every county? Yes. I found out there's some red flags that we need to be concerned about. Ooch. And then the 3.6 million employees of every county, yes, that might be employed right now, yes. And then the individuals that have been employed in every county of the United States, yes, for the last 40 years, because I'd like to know the personal residences. Now, red flags for fraud, yes, yes, yes. Now, this was put together by Division of Local Government and School Accountability. Yes. He's a deputy comptroller in the state of New York, the Office of the State Comptroller. Oh, he's one of these individuals that's employed in the state of New York. Yes. Now, fraud encompasses an array of irregularities and illegal acts characterized by intentional deception. Yeah. The five elements of fraud are a representation about a material fact which is false. Yes. And made intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly, which is believed and acted upon by the victim to the victim's damage. Yeah. Now you see who gets damaged during this whole act of fraud? Yes, is the actual victim. Now it's somewhat ironic that the accusation of my wife being the victim of domestic violence on Guam. Yeah. She actually did not have the right to use the court. That means she didn't have the right to have me arrested for violating it. Yes, yes, yes. That means that you would have had to serve me. And the 90 days would have began the first day that the court was open. Now, these irregularities and the illegal acts characterized by intentional deception. Yes, this is the intentional deception. Yeah. Believing that you can motion a court as an individual citizen while I'm in the custody of the state of Guam.